What's up everybody, welcome back to NBC Arts. On this channel we talk about filmmaking gear, tips, and tutorials, and today we are talking about whether I made a mistake buying the Canon EOS RP in 2020. Let's get into it. So why did I choose this camera over something like the EOS R, this camera's bigger brother, or the Canon EOS R5 that's coming out later this year? Well, you know, I mean, it was a weird decision to make because I never thought I would buy this camera, especially when it first came out. You know, I'm sure you all know by now, but when this camera first came out, it didn't have things like 24 frames a second in 1080p. It doesn't have dual pixel autofocus in 4K. It doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have a lot of things like the burst rates on this camera is very slow. It's a very slow shooting camera, and it doesn't have C-Log or the best dynamic range in the world, but I bought it anyway. And this is why. Of the camera I'm filming on right now, that is the main reason why I bought this camera in 2020. My main camera is the C200. Now I'm primarily a video shooter that does a little bit of photography on the side. So the most of the content I create is based around video and a little bit on photography. So when I was shopping around for a camera, I didn't really have to look at the video specs of all the cameras I was looking at because I really didn't need them. Because what I bought this camera for was strictly photography and vlogging for this channel right here. And for vlogging for YouTube and stuff like that, I don't need like 4K, 10-bit, all that stuff. Like, it's just a vlog and it's just a video on the internet at the end of the day. And then the photo stuff, like, I was shooting on the Sony a6500 before I bought this camera. Now that's a crop sensor camera, so you are gonna have to apply a crop factor to whatever lens you have on there. So 50mm would be like a 75, 80mm, or whatever else. And I did really want to upgrade to a full frame camera. I've never used full frame before in my career, but I've had friends that have them and they say there's just something magical about it. I never really believed it before now, but this camera has shown me that this thing can, like, full frame is crazy. The lens that I bought for this is kind of more of a wide angle lens, and man, when I'm on the wide end of that lens, it's wide. Like, I can get a lot in the frame. It's super crazy, and I've never been able to really do that before unless I was using like an 11mm lens on my C200 or any other crop sensor camera that I have currently. But yeah, this thing is crazy, crazy, crazy cool to shoot with. Now, this camera did lack a lot of features when it first came out, and it still lacks a lot of features now. Compared to like the EOS R and the EOS R5, this thing is like probably more suited for beginners. But I bought it because, well, the price was right. Like, $1,000 for a full frame camera is nothing to scoff at for sure. And whereas I didn't need things like log, 8K, high frame rates when it comes to shooting photos and stuff like that, and like 4K 120, all the bells and whistles that these higher end cameras have, like, this camera was just, it seemed like a no-brainer to me. And from what little I've shot with it, I've taken a few pictures, done a few tests with the video. It doesn't look so bad. Sure, it may not have log for video, but I have installed Technicolor CineStyle, and we will get into that more in a later video because, you know, it doesn't have a lot of dynamic range, but you can make it work. The battery life, not so great, but I've made it work, and I haven't really noticed a whole lot. I'm still running on the same battery since day one. Like, sure, I don't really shoot with this thing like all day, all night, but I haven't had to change this battery once in like a week since getting it and stuff like that. It does raw photos, which is more than I could ask for. It takes a pretty decent image. The images are sharp. The video looks pretty good in my opinion, and you can add like a bunch of cool picture profiles to this camera to give you kind of your own look at a camera and stuff that you can tweak later. And honestly, when people are, if you're looking for cameras and you're skipping over this because you think it's more of a beginner's camera, I would honestly try it out because, man, it surprised even me because, like I said before, I never really thought I was going to get a camera like this that, you know, was so kind of watered down when it comes to features. But, man, for a photography camera, this is kind of hard to beat. But we will talk a little bit more about this later on the channel. I do really want to do a really in-depth review on this camera, but I just wanted to give my first kind of impressions and thoughts. And and stuff like that, because I am honestly surprised about this. But to end this video off, I do want to give a quick channel update. Now, I have been releasing weekly up until this point, but you may have noticed that it's been a couple weeks since I posted, and it's going to be like that for a while. My schedule is super busy right now, but I do want to keep putting out content for you guys. So I'm going to try and get stuff out every 2 weeks on the same time, Mondays at noon. So just kind of look out for that, and I'm really excited to keep making videos for you. And if you like this one, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video.